Hey guys, it's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. It's Monday, and get ready. It's forecast to be in the 70s today. It's going to reach 70 is what they say. One of the most beautiful days so far. So, even though it's going to be in the 70s, I still think we're going to get a snowstorm sometime between now and April, because here in New York, we do get snow in April. It's happened a lot. Anyway, so very interesting day yesterday. As you guys know from yesterday's episode, I went to go visit Larry. I got that Troy-built nose and I put it on there. So that's not ready to go just yet because I haven't put gas in it and summerized it. But I did have that nut come and look at my Murray. So to start off, he texted me and says, hey, can I come and see your tractor? And I says, well, which one? Can you be more specific? I kind of sell a lot. And so he says, oh, the one you got for $475, the Murray. And so because I have 12 tractors back there, and people are always, I get a lot of hits, on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, as well as the Let Go app. And people are just nonstop. Is this available? Is this available? Is it available? Of course it's available, man. Otherwise it wouldn't be listed. You know what I mean? So it just drives me crazy sometimes. And then there are people that text me because on my Craigslist listing, I actually write my telephone number, but I don't tell them to call me. I tell them to text me. I hate when people call me, especially when you don't know who they are. You know what I mean? So they're not descriptive. So they just says, oh, I want to come see your tractor. I'm like, well, which one? Oh, what's your budget? Oh, can I come look at all of them? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to spend an hour starting all 12 of them up for you to look at. What am I, a car dealership or something? Pick one in your budget. So they'll come and look at a $475 or $575 priced tractor, and they got like $200 in their pocket. I'm like, get the hell out of here! Stop wasting my time. You know what I mean? Not to mention the fact that it's still March 3rd or 4th, whatever, and spring's not even here yet. So I'm really not like desperate to sell them really quick because just basically have a fire sale yet. Come spring, I'll sell out of them. Trust me, I will. And if I don't, then I'll have a fire sale. You know what I mean? So anyway, when the guy said $475 for the Murray, I thought it was this one. So I brought it out. I get it ready, as you guys saw from yesterday's episode. The guy came, really nice guy, came with his wife. He had a trailer and everything, so the guy's ready to buy, So at the end of the day, after he rode it a little bit on my yard, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with it, flawless, right? He says, I'll give you $300 for it. And I'm like, $300? Man, that's the price of like a new push mower, a loaded one, you know what I mean? So I didn't really think that was worth it, but I look in my backyard and I've got like 12, So I thought, I'll just get rid of it, right? He pays me $325. I say, give me $325 and you can have it. And he's getting ready to load it onto his trailer. I have the money in my pocket already, okay? Wouldn't start. and this is after it's been running for like 20 minutes, you know what I mean? So I remember when I got this from my buddy Armando from Secaucus, New Jersey, Mando Mowers. Go check him out on Instagram. And he's starting to do YouTube videos too. It's very interesting. So go check him out. Got this through a trade with him. And I remember that when I got this thing started up, it only took me like 2 episodes to get this running, so it was great, I remember that when the engine was running, I put a multimeter to the battery, and it showed like a very high voltage charging, like 15, 16, 18 volts. And I just thought, that's not right. There's something wrong, right? Sure enough, all that running, overcharging and stuff, right? I think it fried the diode on the stator. So it wasn't charging this battery, right? So then when we tried to start it, it wouldn't start. Also, we put a jumper to it from his car, and it still wouldn't start. So I went and checked the starter. This is the starter off of this. this part here is loose, right? And also, this starter was loose on the block. The right side bolt wasn't even really on there, and besides, it was the wrong bolt, so it was loose. When I used my hands and pushed it in other words, to create a ground, it started. What's up, Jan? It's gonna be 70 today.
I know. Can't believe
Gotta whip out the shorts already. So anyway, it was a pain in the butt because I had to remove the muffler just to get this on here. Not the muffler, but the muffler shield, was blocking. So, I swapped out a starter just in case that was it. So I put the starter on, right? Still wouldn't start. Put the jumper cables on it, still wouldn't start. It was driving me crazy. So finally, what am I going to do? The thing didn't start, I gave him his money back, so, and then he left. And he says, hey, I really like your tractor. If you can get it running again, give me a call. I'll come and get it, right? And then last night when I was trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with this damn thing, you know what I mean? It occurred to me after I was looking at my listings that this wasn't the tractor for $475. I got this listed for $575, right? The $475 one was the little one, the Jason Pate one, the black Murray Select. The one with the cool hood, the little one, the 38 inch wide one. I got that listed for $475. So while I probably would have sold him that one, I really had qualms about selling this for $300. You know what I mean? It just didn't seem worth it to me. $300 for this? It's a Black Beauty. So today, I thought about taking the stator off and replacing it with a dual circuit stator, which that is, right? But then I was reading up on it, and it says that maybe the stator's good, but the diode might be fried. Well, I've got a couple of old, broken dual circuit stators that have a diode on it. So instead of removing the entire engine cover, the flywheel, the stator, and replacing it, maybe I could just first try taking the diode off the broken one. It's not broken, but it's, the coils are black, fried. So maybe the diode might work, maybe it might not work, but instead of removing all that stuff, I'll swap a diode on and see if it charges, In addition, this is the battery that Bob and Larry tried to fix, so it's a shitty battery anyway, So that's that. Also, I have to go to the back and look for some belts from my friend Mark Neese, who's a very nice guy. You know why? He could easily just go on eBay and buy them, right? The parts that he needs. But he wants to support the channel. So he knows that if I have parts, he'd rather pay me for the part than pay somebody he doesn't know on eBay the part. So that's a good guy, you know what I mean? That's a loyal subscriber. Thank you very much, Mark. I'm going to go find that belt and that keyway for you later. In addition, some nut is coming now, right, to come see my LT1000 without a deck. So I got to go whip that out and park it outside so that he doesn't see what I have in the backyard. That's all I need is the entire freaking Long Island coming over to my house in my backyard, looking at all my tractors like I'm a used car lot or something. Preposterous. So I have this listed for $375. It's got no deck. Good engine though. As you guys know, I worked on this for quite a bit. Runs great. Let's see if it runs great. Choke, throttle. That's less than ideal. Gas would be nice. You guys know I burned up a lot of gas from that day of testing this thing. Remember when gas shooting out the carburetor? I'm looking at my box of belts here. My buddy Mark needs a 16-inch long. He said 16 to 20, so this is 17 and a half. So it'll be about 35 inches. I think this might be 37, but he says it's good enough until 20, so 40. So this is 5/8 by 37 inch. This ought to do. Got that keyway for you too, Mark. Coming to you. Another quick wipe down does not hurt the sellability of something that you may get your asking price for because it looks so good, as opposed to it being dusty and yucky looking. The perception is that you take good care of your shit when you clean your shit, and the perception is that if you clean your shit, you take care of your shit. If you take care of your shit, most likely it hasn't been abused, so you're buying a good tractor. That's at least the perception. So you want that perception. What does it take? A minute? Don't think about it. Just do it. Even if it looks 5% better, 5% chance you're going to get your asking price, or the guy won't try to lowball you, or try to find reasons to lowball you. And that's the whole ticket. Yeah, that's a ticket, see? See, it looks better already. $70. Can you guys believe that? 70 degrees? Is that completely insane? Front tires are bald though, but you know what? Take it or leave it, man. So look, this battery's been charging most of the night, even though I don't actually hear it. Let's see if it starts. So this thing was just on the battery, right? So it was just being charged by the battery.
12.3332. So the voltage is going down. The lights are on, so that's why the stator is not charging this battery. See, it's going down. 12.23, 22, 21. So the stator is definitely not charging this battery. The lights are on, so it's draining the battery. It runs well after you warm it up for a minute. So I wanted to show you how it was charging right now, and it is not charging whatsoever. So either the diode is burned out or I need to swap out a stator. Swapping out the stator is a pain in the butt because you got to take the engine cover off along with the flywheel. Flywheel is always like hit or miss, you know what I mean? It could come off easily or it could take you all day to get it off, you know? And then swap out a stator. But I'm going to try a bad diode one first. I mean, the bad diode, I'm going to swap out a diode. So I've got this old stator, right? This stator is fried. If you'll just look at it, you could see that here are good coils, right? The copper looking ones. These are good coils, right? And then you can see that this part over here, these coils are a lot thinner than this because they've been, you know, fried. Look how thin these coils are. And they're dark too, see? It goes from copper color to brown right here. So this dual circuit stator has a red and black wire, right? And it has a diode on here. The diode is to prevent voltage from going back to the stator to fry it, but obviously that didn't work. So maybe this diode's bad, you know. The diode also is supposed to convert your AC alternating current to DC. So it should come out, AC current should be 30-something volts coming out of here, and then converting it through the diode to about 12 or 13 volts. That's how it works. So I'm thinking about just like splicing the wire and just putting this diode onto that one and seeing if that works. If not, I have my last stator. I actually sold 3 of them recently. So even if I do get this going, right, I don't know if I'm going to call that guy back again because, you know, he was going to get a really good deal on this. And so I'm just going to cut these 2 wires here. So I'm assuming that this diode is bad, you know what I mean? Because it's not, I don't think it's the diode. Actually, it could be, because if the diode was fried, no current would be coming out of there, right? This is going to be a challenge. See how short this is? Anyway, I'm going to splice these and connect this one. This stator's Dunsky, so I'm just going to cut it. I keep it because I was going to use coils for something, but I'm not. So I'm going to splice this, splice that, connect them two, and then start it up again and see if that works. So there we go. I just connected them temporarily. I'm going to start it up and see if it charges. I doubt it. Ooh. Nope. Still doesn't work. It's going from 12, 20 to 19. 18, yeah, it's going down. Or like they say in Canada, down. So it's not the diode. I'm going to swap out the stator. Remove the 4 3/8 bolts along with the one that attaches to the dipstick. Dipstick? Cletus, you dipstick!
Cletus, you know what you are? You're a dipstick. A 14-karat dipstick.
So a guy came to come look at my LT1000, the one without the deck, and he wanted it, but it wouldn't fit into his Ford Transit. So he's just like sitting in his van making a phone call to his friend who has a pickup truck, and he's going to come out here and try to pick it up. So he really wants it. I'm sorry, not a Transit Connect, a Transit. And he's got the shelving system inside, so it's too wide. He wants it. I have it listed for $375. He said $300. I said $325. He said sure. So we measured and it won't fit. So now he's sitting there in front of my house calling his friend to see if he has a pickup truck to come get it. He definitely wants it. So I guess $325 for that thing is a really good deal for me, right? Just let it go, let it go. I gotta find a, I think that's 15/16 or, yeah, 15/16. The nut off. Put this nut back in again. A couple of threads. Gonna get the crowbar. Find a good place for it. Usually around the starter area. Jam it in there, pull upward. Gotta find my sledgehammer. Gonna have to move you. I'm like tiptoeing around because I've got all kinds of crap around here, tools, because I was in the middle of doing those tires, whatever. Anyway, so I'm gonna just lift up on this. Trying to do it one whack. There we go. 2 whacks. Bolt off. And there we go. Flywheel comes right off. We don't need no stinking pullers. Honestly, looking at this stator, it doesn't look bad at all. So, kind of confusing. Yes, sir. Honestly, I'm getting a little worried because I don't see anything wrong visibly with this stator. The guy, the lumberjack, called his friend over in Patchogue with a pickup truck. And he's on his way here. So you know the dude really wants it, you know what I mean? So I just loosened the bolt off of the starter because it's clamped onto these 2 wires here, but the clip, you need to clip it in between these 2 wires because if you didn't, right, this wire would be loose and that flywheel will cut this off and shear it. But I'm looking at this stator here and I don't see anything wrong with it other than the fact that I cut it, you know, but I want to say it might still be the diode issue, right? And we put that diode on there, but maybe this diode is bad. So this, I don't know, if I had the right diode, maybe I could, I definitely won't throw this away because look, all the coils are copper color and it still looks good. So it's a little surprising to me why it doesn't work, but again, it could just be the diode. So here is the, I labeled it 42 OPI. This is from that other opposed twin engine that I have that I was going to put together. I saved this for that. This is a known working stator. If this doesn't work, right, then we know we have other issues going on. What they could be, I have no idea. But I had tested the current when this was running, right, with the other stator. I put the prong in here with my multimeter, and I only got the 12 volts that it was off the battery, you know, so you know this is connected straight to the battery, and it was just 12 volts, you know what I mean? Well, it wasn't anything else. So it was the amount of juice that was in the battery. So it definitely was not shooting any electricity out. So this dual circuit stator, it's usually a red and a black wire. The red one on the diode is your AC going to DC, and that should go straight to your battery. The black one is usually just for lights. You connect that to your lighting. It leads to your lighting harness on the ignition, and it powers your lights, which is why sometimes you have your throttle at low and the lights are dim. Then when you increase the throttle, it's more brighter. Some people just like attaching your lights to your battery so that it's always bright, and the battery's being charged by the stator anyway. Except for this one, of course. Anyway, so also I checked the...
Henry, get your head out of the way.
Sorry. Checked the magnets. I thought maybe the magnets you were missing a few magnets. That would cause it too, right? But all magnets are there, you know. And it looks okay. It's not that dirty. These flywheels are heavy. Usually you got to take the keyway out to put this on, which I'm going to do because it just popped out. See, the key is very important, and it's so small too. So when you drop it like I just did, it's tough to find it in the grooves. That's an original Briggs & Stratton keyway. I have the Chinese copies, which work also, but just drop that on there. And stick the keyway in. There's never a screwdriver when you need it. Poke it in. That's what she said. Why isn't it going in? That's what she said. Don't break it, Henry. It's supposed to slide right in. That's what she said! Alright, I'm gonna get it in. So I've got the wire through the clip. Got the keyway in there. What did I just do with that thing? All right. That's it. I'm not going to overdo it. I've stripped it before. All right, I'm going to start it up now and see. Here we go. Good luck. Saw some sparks coming out. That's no good. Still not charging. So you know what I did? I disconnected the lights. Look at that, 13.5. This is charging at 13.5. So it was the lights. Somehow it was grounding it out or something. I'm gonna have to reconnect the lights another way. So for some reason, when you're connecting the lights, it was these, I tapped the lights into the solenoid, right? For some reason, that wire causes it to be reverse something or other, and it just doesn't charge the battery. So now I have to find another way to find a switched power source for the lights, because you gotta have lights. So I took the ignition switch off so I can read what it says on here to find which one of these is the lights. Tap into it. So here it is, the LT1000. It's going away to a good home. These two nice fellas came out from Patchogue. All the way from Patchogue. Yes, sir. Yeah. So Russ got a good deal. I'm letting it go. You gotta let it go sometimes. Bye-bye, baby. So there we go. Finally sold something for a change, you know. First riding mower of the year. I guess I'm all right with it. $325. I can't keep them all, right, fellas? I gotta let go, right? Still got to figure this one out. It charges just fine without the lights on. The lights seem to drain it really bad. So I've got the lights disconnected. And as you can see, the battery's charging at a normal 13.47 and rising. So if I leave the lights off, it'll work. But the minute I connect the lights, it drains the battery. I'm taking a break from the madness because my mind is just going to explode wondering why, you know, if you disconnect the lights, it charges the battery just fine, but when you have the lights on, it doesn't charge anymore. And then before I took the light wire and I touched it, it actually grounded. So there's something about that, you know, it's weird. Anyway, taking a real quick break. And I'm gonna check my mailbag as I was selling that stuff today. That tractor to his Russell is his name, from Patchogue, right? I saw Quinn. He's gonna be upset because I wasn't able to talk with him today because I was busy selling a tractor. You know, he didn't want to get in the way of a transaction. You know what I mean? I have no idea what this is. It says. Return. Tracy, California. I don't recall buying anything, but I can be mistaken. This looks like, oh, you know what this is? Yeah, okay, so remember my friend Jason Pate of Pate's Performance? He gave me that Homelight 79cc Edger that had the rusty fuel tank on it and didn't have a carburetor. Well, remember I said I wasn't gonna fix it because the carburetors are like 30 bucks and I wasn't gonna spend 30 bucks on a $100 Edger, right? But I found one that looked like it could be used on that one. It's a PowerMate. This carburetor is for a PowerMate 79cc. Same CC. I looked at the pictures, compared them to the Homelight one. I mean, they look pretty close. This is only $10. So I'll spend $10 to try it, you know? So it's just a $10 carburetor, Chinese copy.
I mean, it looks just like the one that they're selling for $30, the home light one. It's for a PWR something or other. Mine is a 13140 home light. But, I mean, this one looks like it. You know what I mean? $10. I'll spend $10 and try it, you know? So see if I can get that edger worked out. I actually looked online. Those edgers are actually $250, brand new. So, I don't know. If I can get 100, 125 out of it, I'll spend $10 to try to get it going, you know? Maybe clean out that gas tank from the rust and maybe do that. Oh, this is what I look forward to every year when it gets near the Indy 500. So I belong to this club called the IndyCar Nation is what it is. And I'm a lifetime member because back then they were just giving away memberships. Membership now is like $35 a year. It's really pretty useless, the membership, you know. But anyway, through some kind of conniving deal that I did back then, I don't know, I'm a lifetime member. So every year they send me this kick off the season box. It's really just crap. They used to give you hats, but now they don't give you hats. I don't know why. So it's a shopping bag. I guess now they're getting rid of plastic bags in all stores, you know, because you save the environment by not having plastic bags floating around all over the place, and, you know, the wildlife getting strangled by the plastic, which, you know, I'm an animal lover, so I understand, you know, so no big deal. I mean, I'll use my own bag. I'm cool with it, you know. So it's a bag, cooler bag, IndyCar Nation. And their stuff just sucks every year, man. Lanyard, IndyCar Nation member. '2020 calendar with the schedules of all the IndyCar races. Koozie. You know, they used to give away good shit. This box sucks. People expect you to pay $34.99 a year for this? Bullshit. They used to give you a hat or a t-shirt or something cool, like a phone charger or something. Look at this. A shopping bag. This is bullshit. If I didn't get this membership for free, that's right, free, I'd ask for a refund. Completely preposterous. It's a terrible gift. You know, I've had just about enough of it. I've tried like 6 different ways to wire the lights. You know why it didn't have lights on there before? Maybe because that guy knew that they had these kind of problems. Some kind of crisscross wiring, whatever, I have no idea. But whatever it is, the lights drain the battery so bad that it doesn't give a chance for the battery to ever charge. So I took the wiring harness out of the lights. I'm going to save it for something else. I'm going to sell it without lights, and now it will charge just fine at over 13.5 volts. I'm just going to leave it like that, okay? I'm just going to leave it like that. I've spent like over 2 hours trying to figure out why the lights drain the battery so bad that it doesn't charge. It's driving me crazy. Also, that battery is very bad. You know, you can't start it without it, you know, being jumped, you know. So I need to get a new battery, all right? I don't think I'm going to sell it to this guy after all for $325, because once I get this thing up and running, get a new battery for it, I'll sell it for more in the spring, okay? So $325, I'm not going to sell this for $325. For goodness sakes, I sold that LT1000 today for $325. That doesn't even mow. You know what I mean? So, you know, I know I can get more money for this for sure. But I'm going to do the valves, because it seems like it's kind of difficult to start sometimes, you know, like there's too much compression. So I don't think I've ever done the valves, so I'm going to do the valves on this thing. Fun, fun, fun. Love doing valves. Not. Anyway, this is a Murray, so it's difficult to to get access to the engine in the front without taking the hood off. And of course the hood, you require a nut and bolt release. It's not easy like the Craftsman's, where you just, you know, lift up and pull. This is 2 bolts, half on one side, 9/16 on the other. It's still easy enough though, you know what I mean? It's not terrible, but it does still suck though.
What'd What'd you do with that bolt, Henry?
It's right here.
Don't lose it, Henry.
Okay, I won't. I'm gonna do a time lapse on this because valves take a while and my battery is running out again. Batteries, batteries, my kingdom for batteries. So I finally got it all together now. The exhaust valves was not too off. It was about 8, so I tightened it up to 6. This one on the bottom, the intake one, was really out. It was whacked out. It was like 8. Put it down to 4. So should be good. Put everything back together again. Should start up easier. Let's see. For some reason, the magneto is not killing the thing. Man, I've been working on this damn thing all day. I've done everything to it. I don't even remember what I did to it. You know what I'm saying? I switched the starter. I switched the stator. I took the headlights off because it was draining the battery like mad. You know, it was as if like the lighting harness was halogen or something, but it's not. That battery is old. It is the one that, you know, Larry and Bob tried to fix, and it never really held a charge. But now when the engine's running, right, it's charging at over 13 volts, which is good. It doesn't have headlights anymore, but whatever, man. I've already had it with this thing, you know what I mean? So as you can see, I took the headlights out, or like they say in Canada, oh! And I also adjusted the valves, so now it starts a lot easier. There's no like yucky cranking. Here, I'll just show you. I'll show you. That's what I'll do. I'll show you. As you guys saw, I did sell a tractor for a change, which is amazing. All right, so let's see how easy this starts. Sounds better too, you know. I'm gonna go for a ride. Oh, you know what I'm gonna try? I'm gonna try that new thing I got. You know what thing I'm talking about? That arm
Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on my next project. Have a great day.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.